So we typically look at the sales cycle as about 7 steps. Now today we're going to, we're going to deep dive into follow up on that. That's step 7. But ultimately, there's multiple steps that come, before that. We have to understand what exactly is, a person that's a qualified lead. Number one, so that prospecting, that marketing strategy, whether that's direct mail or whether that's a robust follow-up system like the one we offer through Deal Founders Funnel, or any other type of prospecting you do, you have to understand how to prospect and bring those leads in, and then qualify them as what we call an actual lead, because in many cases a contact isn't actually a lead. So you'll spend some time and talking to people that quite frankly just aren't ready to sell, or just really in their situation they're not the type of person that's going to go for the offer that you can present to them. It's just not a situation that can effectively be done. So in those cases, you want to make certain that you understand how to move forward. So for those that do qualify, you prepare and pre-approach, meaning you've prepped some information, you've gone ahead and pulled some comps, you've done some due diligence, you've gotten them to provide you maybe some photos to the property. You've gone ahead and done all the different steps that you need to understand exactly what it is that this interested party is looking for. So you understand what they want in terms of price. Maybe you understand what they need in terms of time frame. You understand everything about it. You've researched it, and now you're ready to do the third step, which is approach. You understand, hey, this is the offer that I want to present. These are the numbers I've run. I've pulled my comps. I've talked to my contractors. I've talked to the parties necessary in order for me to be able to present an offer, to feel comfortable to do so. So you, at that point, you feel as though you have that time frame. You have that pretty much everything necessary to feel confident in making that offer, that premium offer, the questions needed to be answered in order for your offer to move forward, the product that you provide in terms of the solution. So now it becomes a process, and where most investors get quite nervous at is the presentation. Where do I go with regards to the sales? Obviously we have some in-house sales individuals that provide sales services in terms of closing contracts, but most investors typically handle this process of their sales cycle themselves. They understand that I have to present an offer that makes sense and that will get agreed to essentially by this prospect, or this person that we've come in contact with through whatever type of marketing channel we've deployed. So it becomes a situation where you've presented exactly what you can do, whether that be a multi-stage offer similar to what we provide, or a cash offer, or somewhere in between, or creative financed offer. You're presenting your best foot forward. You understand exactly what you can offer based on the situation of what the seller has provided you, and your preparations in step 2. So you've negotiated your approach, you presented, and now lo and behold, they haven't accepted your offer. Typically that's going to be the case. About, I'd say 90% of the time, you will not get that first offer accepted. Probably more like 95% of the time, you won't get that first offer accepted. So it's up to you to understand now, what exactly do I take next? How do I overcome these objections? What are the objections? What exactly am I is wrong with my offer? How do I go wrong in terms of my solution to their problem because they have an objection? Typically, that can revolve around a number of things. And in terms of objection, it could be a price objection. It could be a time frame objection. It could be quite frankly, we're not ready to make a decision objection. In many cases, you'll find that, especially with situations such as, multifamily members, or, spouses that have decided to go separate ways, or, many other situations can come up that simply will just not allow them, or not even allow, but in many cases they feel their hands are tied with regards to disposing of that property. So you have many different types of objections that'll stop that sales process, dead right there. Could be that price, could be the time frame, could be the parties involved, could be many different things, but for whatever reason you've not had your offer accepted. So what do you do next? You attempt to go forward again, closing that sale, presenting that offer, alternative choices, the creative finance strategies, the maybe seller financing. You've tried a lease option. You've tried so many different types of ways inducing them to attempt to sell this property, and it's just not a good fit right now. Now, that is the key point that we are going to focus on tonight, is that, you have to meet a seller exactly where they are when they're ready with regards to your offer. Otherwise, it just does not resonate with them. And if it doesn't resonate, typically, I don't care if you've built the best rapport in the world. I don't care if the seller sees you as a second cousin. I don't care if, you've gone out of your way and did so much for this person, or provided so much information, or whatever other enticing things that you could have thought of. Or for whatever reason, they just don't have the they just don't make the decision. They're just, for whatever reason, they just cannot get beyond that process. So we know as sales individuals, and we are in a sales business, that most of our sales actually come after that initial process, after that first phase of offer, that first phase of an approach, that first phase of prepping and putting all the work into understanding exactly what that perfect offer should be for this seller, because we can see it clearly. Typically most individuals can't quite see what's in front of them for everything else that they're thinking about. It's a process where you just get clouded in regards to exactly what is a best situation for you in regards to just general people. So you're at that stage, and there's a property there. That this seller really doesn't have a ton of options. For whatever reason, they just have not pulled the trigger